Okay.
Okay, on this is the beginning of studying for the exam. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. I cannot test you on the belief quiz because I didn't give you the results. But any articles, any terms, and any chapter questions are fair game. This is not going to cover it all, but it's going to be a good start. So keep that in mind. Why don't we go ahead and open up point 1 for citizenship? List all you can. It'll be first-hand IC. Go ahead, click it. Freedom, order, and equality. First-hand IC. Go ahead, Britton.
What am I listing?
Anything that defines freedom, order, and equality. And just touch the hat. Yeah, you can leave it there. Your group's got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. -1.
Okay.
Well, no, but you didn't say what we had to do with that.
Who's got it next?
You didn't,
I said give me definitions.
But
you didn't say, you said list all you
You
can.
all
You
you
didn't say
can.
list definitions.
You know, she said what do you want? I said definitions. It's on the tape. But I need the next hand. So who's next?
Right here.
Go ahead.
Amendments, freedoms.
Right.
-1. Like,
-1. Yeah, there's nothing there. Go ahead, Samson.
voting.
Okay, define freedom, order, or equality. Define it for starters. Yeah,
Order
that's
is
what I
safety.
said to Britton. I just need definitions for starters.
Order is safety. Right? Order, another word for order can be safety.
It's on the table. You'll see. Go ahead.
Freedom.
I would have said for order, maintaining,
It's like
yeah,
safety.
maintaining the safety.
The right to earn equal pay, no matter what type of job.
We've talked about equal pay.
Yeah.
-1.
Damn it.
Ah, yeah.
Go away. How?
Freedom, order, and equality. And once you miss, you can't get back in until the next question gets open. Freedom is the idea that you can do what you want to do, and this could be in terms of political freedoms, it could be religion, it could be job, it could be education, it could be spouse. Order, and actually you did say this, order is about safety. So safety or wanting to be protected, and some people would argue that if there's too much freedom, there's really no freedom at all because everybody swings and hits other people. Equality is just government treats everybody the same. And if you remember what I said about this, these three things sound positive, but they butt up against each other oftentimes. Go ahead, touch the house. And why not just open the 2-point citizenship?
Wait, they don't get to pick the questions?
Well, nobody, well, okay, I guess they did. Go ahead, pick a question since Zoe wants you to pick a question. Pick a question, yeah, Zoe wants you to pick a question.
Let's see.
Gotta go.
Chapter 11 for 4. It's
Chapter 11 for 4.
This is chapter 1.
List all you can, click it. Catholic confession, y'all have it first. You'll have it first, and anybody in the group can talk. Explain to me the Catholic confession. You'll have it next. You'll have it third. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, -4.
Wait. You were counting down to let us talk.
Who's next? No, I was counting. Who's next?
Wait,
Y'all have it next. I think I said. Go ahead.
We were third.
And you're third. That's right.
Confessing your sins to a priest and also visiting the pregnant.
I don't like this.
Confessing your sins to a priest? -4. God.
We're third.
You're third. Explain to me the Catholic confession.
a murderer who confesses his crimes to a Catholic priest cannot.
What crimes did he commit?
He killed 3 people with a baseball.
Allegedly. And y'all are OKC? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There was a man. You remember what state it was? Oregon, but I'll overlook that for now. Oregon, actually, he was accused of having committed a triple murder. And what did he do?
He talked to the priest inside of the room.
He was having a relationship with an underage.
What did he do? What's the significance of this confession? Tell me the story.
It was a big deal because if the courts used his confession, then ideally they could use.
Tell me about the
any other-
confession. You said that he was all that you've told me so far is a guy in Oregon got accused of committing a triple
Yeah,
murder.
and he told the Catholic priest that he had murdered 3 people, and
Okay, and then what happened?
during interrogation.
It was filmed.
And they filmed it, which he didn't know they were doing accidentally, which they didn't know they were doing that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oregon, actually, the
How do you have to
police.
explain all that in that short time?
4
seconds.
It was just
If you don't say anything, you don't get any.
We were saying something.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Well, the
let's
tape
move
will
on.
demonstrate what you said.
It's our
Okay.
class,
So
right?
anyway, in Oregon, they actually did accidentally film this. What was the controversy about this?
They didn't know if they could use it because it was technically a private confession, but they had film of it.
It was technically private. 1, 2, 3, 4, like attorney-client privilege, for example, this kind of a thing. When you confess to a priest, this deals with your First Amendment freedoms. So, what ultimately happened in the case?
They didn't use
What was the controversy?
that they didn't know if they could use it, but other like religious groups didn't want it to be used because then it would.
And anybody in the group can talk now. Okay. Other religious groups actually did not want this to be used because why?
It would imply that if people following their religion confess, then those confessions wouldn't be private anymore.
It basically was saying that if you could get access to one under the concept of equality, then you could get access to all of these religions. Absolutely. Anything else? Somebody different in the group can tell me. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can anybody else tell me? Who's got it fourth? I guess y'all are the only ones that are left. So what we have right now is that they filmed it. They weren't sure if they could use it. Other religions were against it. Finish the story for me.
So what happened?
They weren't allowed to use the video.
They didn't use the video, and then the guy went to jail anyway.
Okay, tell me, explain.
Because they found enough
There was
evidence,
enough evidence to
despite the
convict
fact that they couldn't use the tape because it was made, because they couldn't use the evidence.
Could they actually use it?
No, they didn't use it.
Well, they never found out if they could actually use it, but ultimately he was. They did find enough evidence otherwise. And this is a really good example of freedom, order, and equality. It was freedom in the context of First Amendment, and we were debating whether or not this guy actually had religious freedom, and he actually killed 3 people. Can you tell me anything about the 3 people he killed?
Yeah, he was having a relationship with an underage boy, and he
was.
He had the boy wanted to break up with him. He got really upset. He went over to find him. He found him there with the boy's girlfriend and another younger boy.
Another friend.
And he ends up killing all 3 with a baseball bat.
With a baseball bat, yeah, he did. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm looking for tomorrow is I want you to give me specifics. I want you to tell me the story. So when you're doing this review right now, start firing off with some of the specifics, because the more that you tell me, the more that I can give you points. This guy was accused of a triple murder. He did, and there was something else. He was a Nazi, if you'll recall. He was a Nazi. He killed the 3 kids with a baseball bat. Ultimately, they didn't use it. But if you remember, there was a debate. There were people that were order-believing people that wanted the confession used because they wanted this guy off the streets. They had him on tape, uncoerced, admitting that he did this. There were freedom people that said if you violate him, you can violate other religions. And you said this, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Catholic priest did not want this used. He did not know that this was being filmed. It violated his religious freedoms. And then under equality, of course, if you can violate one, you can violate them all. Y'all gave me the last correct answer. If you'll touch the house, please, pick me a category.
Constitution, 2 points.
Constitution for 2. Virginia plan, New Jersey plan, first hand, and I think it's you. You're next. All right, Jerseys. Virginia plan, New Jersey plan. 5.
Oh, okay.
4. Zoom in, Doug.
It was the Virginia plan. They wanted slaves to count as.
The Virginia plan was representation based on wealth and population, whereas the New Jersey plan was representation should be equal no matter the size.
Okay, now you're down to -1. 2 points. The Virginia plan was based on representation in the new government should be based on population or wealth. The New Jersey plan was the one that actually said that representation should be based on equality. What was the argument why representation should be based on population? Anybody in the group?
Well, the representation based on population was basically southern states had more population if you include.
Did they?
If you
4.
include slaves.
3.
Bigger
2.
Bigger states. Oh, basically bigger
1.
states would have people like states with more population would have more pull than a smaller state.
A bigger state would actually argue, and I cut you some slack, a bigger state would actually argue that if we've got more people, we literally have more voices, so we should have a bigger voice in the government. What was the smaller state's argument as far as why it should be based on equality?
Never win.
We would never win, or in fact, we would oftentimes be overwhelmed. What ultimately did they decide? How did they solve the Virginia plan, New Jersey plan?
They did 3/5.
No,
No, they did 2
compromise.
houses.
Oh.
The
2
great
houses.
compromise, yes.
Two houses.
Two houses.
That has representation based on population and one that gives equal representation.
Go ahead and click it. They actually came up with what was known as the Connecticut or the Great Compromise. House of Representatives ended up being based on the Virginia plan, Senate based on the New Jersey plan, and in fact, the law had to pass both houses. Touch the house, pick me a category.
Go for a hard one. You're 5.
Now, on articles, I'm just going to be giving y'all some things to talk about because I didn't quite finish it, but otherwise, everything should be good to go. Pick one, though. 5, 4.
Federalism for 2 points.
Federalism for 2. List all you can. Click it. Full faith and credit clause. Y'all have it first, you'll have it next. 5, 4. Full faith and credit clause. 3. You'll have it third. 2. 1.
The credit clause was about basically if you had something in one state, like a driver's license, you would be able to go to another state, and then that other states would respect that driver's license, and like you'll be able to documents and things like that. So
A driver's license is part of it. Now, give me a good definition, though, because a driver's license is a perfect example.
Is that documents and
State documents that are legal state documents work not only in your state but all over the country.
Full faith and credit clause says that if you've got a binding or a valid state document in one state, then it would be accepted in other states. And the first example that we had given of that was a driver's license, but we gave some other examples too.
Legal transaction.
Marriage. If you were married in one state, then in fact that marriage license would be valid in other states in all cases. 5,
Now.
4.
Now in all cases. Before it wasn't.
Okay, what was the exception?
Gay marriage.
Gay marriage actually didn't fall under this. What was the third example that I'd given you?
There was
Driver's license.
gay marriage.
Marriage, 3, 2, 1. I think they had it next.
You couldn't use your learning permit in different states.
That's true.
Was it your driver's permit? Is that what it's called?
Was that one of the examples, Zoe?
No.
No, what?
Yeah,
That's
let's
no.
talk about
Zoe doesn't know. -2.
No. Fact, that's right. That's fact right.
What's the third example?
No. That's literally fact right. That's fact right.
Okay, that may be, but I'm not going to test you on it, but I am testing you on the third example. Go ahead.
Extradition.
Extradition. If you were actually wanted somewhere. Exactly. 1, 2. And if you
I didn't take
remember...
off points though, because it was right. That's something we said in class.
You didn't take off points.
I did take off points. I did.